Okay, guys, since Nick's sick, I guess I'll try to do the host thing. I'm so good at this. So today with us on the Illegitimate podcast, we have Caleb, aka Caribou Coon, from his YouTube channel, Caribou Coon.
Well,
Did I
yeah.
say that right?
Hi. Yes, you did. My name is Caleb. And yeah, my channel is Caribou Kun. I do anime videos. That's all that needs to be said.
They're pretty good. You should check them out.
I hope you do, because
And
I'm
then,
I'm very small.
yeah,
Sorry.
this plug might give you like a subscriber, Caleb,
Yeah,
and it's not gonna be me.
my heart lights up every time I see even
Probably gonna
one.
be me.
You know. Yeah. Damn. Haha.
Okay. So then, also with us, we have Leslie.
Hey, mates. How's life?
And then we got Kenan.
Hello.
Dylan is with us, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry.
And then, what was, Kiryn? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, hi.
Okay, and today on this great podcast, we are going to talk about the Shounen animes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
So, are we talking more about the actual demographic? So like that including the ones that are labeled shonen, like Death Note or something, or are you particularly
Yeah, that's
talking
what I
about
was
battle
going with.
shonens? Yeah,
I was just the
Take the
ones that
whole-
are
the whole
labeled the
umbrella?
demographic.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So I can shit on Death Note.
Cause you
Getting a
know,
little ahead of myself.
I just looked up on my anime list what anime are labeled shonen, and you know what's labeled as shonen?
Oh god.
Oh,
A silent voice.
What is it?
A silent voice?
Yes.
wait a
That movie
minute.
is-
Never.
That's
heard of
what
Never heard of a silent
Koei-
voice?
Koi
That's my
something.
Koi
favorite
no
shonen.
Katachi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another server.
It is a
I was
movie
doing a
that
group
was
watch
just
of that.
released. At least it was available on British iTunes, and it was a movie that was released last year by Kyoto Animation, the K-On people, who
Lucky Star.
who also recently did Maid Dragon, which was very good. At least I thought it was, and it's based on a pretty good manga about a deaf girl and her relationships with a boy, and it's pretty cute. I haven't seen it yet, and I
Nice.
really want to.
I've seen it. It is
Oh.
so good. I cried throughout most of it, and ultimately gave it a 10 out of 10. It's very like emotional and deals with some serious issues, but if that doesn't convince you, then I will say it's ranked number 4 on my anime list right now. So
Yeah, good. Because
it's
I
really high.
from people that I was like hearing about once it was starting to get the rounds, I was like, okay, is it better than Your Name? Is it better than Your Name? Because both of those movies kind of came out around the same time, and I was way more interested in Koi no Katachi than I was Your Name because I knew the manga was really popular and I just thought it looked better. I know like Makoto Shinkai's Your Name like looks gorgeous, but it's not really my aesthetic so much as a Silent Voice was what Silent Voice was rocking. It was rocking the pastels and really nice designs and felt kind of sketchy and looked real good. So I was excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that, and that's good that it's up so high.
Yeah, I will say if you're looking for a lot of like shininess to your anime, Your Name is a lot better in the animation regard in that sense, but Your Name does have the pastels, and story-wise, I will say, I mean, A Silent Voice has the pastels, and story-wise, I will say A Silent Voice is better.
Yeah, I can't wait. But that's cool that
So
it's a shonen.
Kenan. Oh,
Sorry, go on.
yeah, it's fine.
I'm just remarking.
we cut each other off all the time.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Caleb, why don't you talk about a shonen that you like? Even though I said Kenan first.
Oh,
Oh, You can do. Kenan can go. I've been talking.
So here we go.
Okay, Kenan, take it away.
One of the greatest shonen of all time, Dragon Ball. It's just
Yeah.
the cliche. But you know,
Are we
it's
talking?
just
Are we talking DB?
just
Or
original.
are we just talking? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm
Oh, I thought he was
looking,
talking about.
GT
I
or
thought he was
what?
talking about GT. Yeah.
I'm
Welcome to the
looking
Grand
forward.
Tour.
I'm looking forward to ultimately getting around to the first series because it does look like a lot of fun, and
It
you know, it
is.
doesn't
It's
have that like popular, you know, aura behind it. You know, it's just like, oh, this is so mainstream.
it's
Watch
everything
and
you
see or
want.
whatever. Dragon Ball doesn't really have that, at least from what I can picture.
Dragon Ball's really just well-rounded, comedy, action. Akira Toriyama's style is very nice to look at.
Yeah, it looks very retro.
hmm
That's exciting.
He did the character designs for Chrono Trigger too, right?
Yes,
And then
and
didn't
a little
he?
bit of Dragon Quest, I think.
Yeah,
I know he's linked to it
Oh,
somehow.
okay.
Hey, work on your room.
Yeah, though. I didn't grow up with Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball really. I didn't, you know, it's. I kind of have a weird perspective. Because generally, when it comes to Battle Shonen, I didn't really grow up with any of the ones that most anime fans grew up with. I haven't seen any Naruto. I haven't seen any Bleach. I haven't seen any Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I've seen plenty of clips and I've watched like Dragon Ball Z Abridged, but I don't really count.
Oh,
I
that's
don't.
amazing.
I know. I don't really count that. Um, yes, and then no, then I haven't seen One Piece yet. I am looking forward to ultimately getting around to One Piece once it finishes, which you know, whenever that is.
Never.
Yeah, but the ones that I did kind of grow up on. I mean, I ended up finding this show a lot sooner than most other shows, and marathoned it. It's still one of my favorites. Yu Yu Hakusho is fantastic, and it holds up. It holds up
Yeah.
super well. It's a wonderful show.
Shut up, man.
I'm gonna get a little sidetracked. When I was younger, I got so frustrated because I tried to do the thing like Yusuke and like shoot things out of my fingers.
Oh no. I mean, I used to do
You might not.
quote unquote kamehamehas as a kid, so I mean,
Austin, you just didn't concentrate hard enough.
I mean,
know.
You gotta concentrate on
When
the
I got
tip of your
older,
finger.
when I got
Bring
older,
all
I
that
realized
energy
that
to a point.
Special beam cannon was the superior attack, so I started doing that.
Hmm. But like, the thing about like, when you say shonen, the first thing anyone thinks of are battle shonen. You know,
hmm
they think of particular trope, the particular trappings, and like, there's things you come to expect when it comes to shonen. I
Everything's
don't
a
think
shonen if you
so.
think
I
hard
feel
enough.
like it transcends its demographic. Like, yes, there are other shows like, oh, Death Note's a shonen, and the Katachi's a shonen, and everything like that. But like, I think
You
it
know what else
transcends
is
it
a
where
shonen?
what?
Your Lion April.
Yep, I think I remember
Oh,
hearing about that.
Your Line
Yeah.
April's a shonen?
Yep.
Well, yeah. It's supposed to be whatever's targeted at young adult boys, which is weird because I heard about this factoid from Miles from Crunchyroll. He tweeted out a series of misconceptions and everything very recently, and one of the things he tweeted was about how the majority of Shonen Jump's readership are girls, are female.
Shit.
So like, it's weird that like
not
Shonen
know
is supposed to be a demographic for young boys, but its readership is all over the board. You know, it doesn't have to be. So for me, it's weird to have
No.
like the demographics be so restrictive of just the young boy, young girl, older man, older woman, I guess. Um,
Can I?
whereas I think that just it's easier if you call something it's a shit like you say like, oh, have you heard of Fire Force? And like, no, have you guys heard of Fire Force?
No.
It's by the
Oh,
it's
no.
by the so like I say it's a shonen, and I mean depending on how loose how like you are with the term, it's like all right, I kind of already have an idea of what I'm going to expect with Fire Force. It's kids, powers, fantasy world, whatever, and it's by the author of Soul Eater. I don't know how many volumes are out right. I think there's 2 volumes out in America right now. But that's been going on and looks pretty good. So I'm thinking that might be something on the horizon, at least for a potential anime adaptation later, at least. But anyway, but like stuff like that, it's like you come to expect certain things with shonens, I guess. So like, yeah. So I don't know. Actually, like, so like, what do you guys think of like just that kind of show? I guess.
Actually, can I like point out something else that it works
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
different way too? Because there's this anime. I don't know if you guys have heard of Servamp, but
I
it
have,
follows
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it follows like a lot of the shonen beats, battle beats, like their
No.
characters, and there's a lot of action scenes, and there's the optimistic main character who wants to always do good and stuff. But if you look at the genre labels, it's labeled as josei, like
Right.
completely different from shonen.
Yeah. That's so weird. It didn't feel like a josei. Did you watch the adaptation?
No.
I watched the adaptation because it made a little bit more sense to me, because the reason why I watched it is someone else my age, josei quote unquote age, recommended it to me, and so I was like, I guess that makes sense that females would like it. But I feel like if females liked it, it's more because the characters are cute and they're
Yeah.
attracted
Yeah.
to the
It's
guys.
like it's
and-
like kind of it's kind of like a Fujoshi show.
yeah.
But like yeah, that's a good point. In terms of the format kind of being a battle thing, but that's weird, right? Because don't I love josei because it has this like comfy atmosphere and like level of maturity
Yeah,
to it.
pretty
I don't
much.
know.
I
And Servant
100% agree.
didn't have either of those for me at least. Like it doesn't remind me of other josei that I'm familiar with.
I guess
and
you could say
love.
it's a little
Yeah.
bizarre.
Mm.
Let's just agree that like the tags shonen, josei, etc. are all just arbitrary, and we're just trying to throw a label onto it because we can.
I think so too. But then and then for me at least, on the same token, there are ways to describe a show with those terms because the majority, like a good majority of those shows, carry the same things. So you can describe Servamp as a shonen, and then you might describe Tokyo Ghoul as a shonen, but it's a seinen. It's labeled a
Yeah.
seinen, which is ridiculous.
So, yeah, Duran, you want to talk about a show? Yeah, because I'm trying to get everybody to talk a bit. Yeah, that's right, I'm putting you on
Yeah,
the
spot.
spot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm very
Yeah.
new to anime. I've been working on getting into it. I haven't watched a lot. I've watched.
Guiding him.
She's guiding me. I watched Attack on Titan, some of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I just
Well, he didn't get to the
Don't
good
worry,
part
Caleb,
yet.
he didn't get
He
to the good
barely
part yet.
got past
He
part one.
barely got past part 1.
Josei's
Yeah.
Bizarre
Whatever.
Adventure.
Whatever.
Part 4 is best. Part 2 is good, but part 4 is
Yes.
best.
I would agree. I
Jotaro
would
in
agree with
part
that.
3 is the best character.
And JoJo's an interesting example because for the first 5 parts, I think it's labeled a shonen, and then when it moved to part 6, it moved to a seinen magazine, so it becomes a seinen. But it's the same format. Like Araki, like people might like notice that Araki made it a little darker, maybe, but JoJo's always been kind of dark. So like
Yeah.
at least, I mean, I haven't read part 6 and 7 and 8 yet, but from an outside glance, it doesn't seem like they are very much different. But they changed demographics. So like I don't know. It's like changing honorifics or something. It's like that person doesn't change
Yeah.
that much.
But like,
Anyway, yeah.
So is there,
I also
is there anything else you want to say, Dylan, or not really?
No, I don't really have anything to say.
Hmm.
Okay, how about
So you're
you,
saying
Kiryn?
sorry.
Oh,
So you were saying you were watching Attack on Titan, JoJo's. What else was there?
I watched some Death Note.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm nearly done with Tokyo Ghoul. I've binge watched it in 2 days, but it's not shonen.
I don't-
So
Technically,
Can I get you into the sports for the shonen?
the sport. Yeah, maybe.
The best shonen out right now.
Though
that's
you
going
would
on
say
is-
that like if you've based on the other shows that you've seen now watching Tokyo Ghoul, it does seem to have the same types of elements, right? Like boy gets powers, and it feels like a shonen, and that's kind of what I mean, right? Like I think it's easy to describe a lot of shows based on just calling it a shonen, and there's things you can come to expect of it. So like Hitman Reborn, Inuyasha, Boku no Hero Academia, just naming off tons of them, and all of them have a lot of similarities, and they have their own appeals and stuff. Attack on Titan is its own shonen, even though I think it's in a seinen magazine. I want to say it's in a seinen magazine. I don't know.
Can I talk about like another thing though about we mentioned
yeah, sure.
sports shonen briefly, but one thing that I feel like is fascinating about sports shonen and just sports shows in general is that, if you look back, I feel like the general demographic was towards, the guys, like they're getting down and dirty and stuff, but like if you go more modern day, I feel like more sports series, like when you look at Haikyuu, like ever since Free, the demographic has been comprised mostly of women, I feel.
Geared towards them.
Like geared towards them a little bit, but like still, I mean, I know plenty of guys who like Haikyuu, but if I go on to, my other sites, it's mostly like girls who are trying to ship the characters and all this stuff, and it's
Right.
I just find that interesting.
Yuri on Ice is another example.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, I think there are 2 shows coming out this summer season that are playing to that exact group, I guess. So the summer season has this show Dive and has this show Welcome to the Ballroom. And Welcome to the Ballroom seems a lot more like a Haikyuu shonen-esque, but it looks real good. And I think that might be in the same vein. It's about ballroom dancing. And then Dive seems to be playing in the same seems to be playing on the card of Free and all that, but not as blatantly, I think. At least from what I can tell. I don't know if it's based on something. I think it might be. But yeah, that's about like a boys diving club.
So I don't really think it's a shonen, but like one of the best sports series ever has to be Ashita no Joe, because we always have to plug it like every podcast episode.
I'm happy
You've seen it, right, Caleb?
Austin, it's my all-time favorite show. Of course I've seen it. Why would you phrase it like that? I'm pretty sure I'm the one that turned you on to the show, Austin.
Oh.
Damn.
What are you
Austin's
talking
getting
about, guy? Jeez.
I'm not a fraud.
Though
I'm just a host.
Though it's very interesting.
Guys,
So,
can I point this out? Actually,
yeah.
I looked up Ashinojo, the manga, on my anime list, and its serialization was from, quote, Shounen magazine. And it does have the Shounen tag, so at least the manga is indeed considered a Shounen.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. It is definitely a shonen. Though it's certainly less shonen-y than its contemporary, Hajime no Ippo. That one is a lot more focused on fighting and different opponents and different styles, whereas Ashino Joe does have the different, learning about the sport itself, so it isn't that it had to be somewhere. It had to have one A demographic, so it might as well be shonen. But it has so much drama and not boxing that it's very different.
I think it takes like 30 episodes or something like that in anime, maybe 20 before Joe even gets into a ring.
No, 15. But
Oh,
that's
15.
still that's still unbelievably ridiculous compared to any other show. Like it's a boxing show, and the main character doesn't box until 15 episodes in. What? It's very unconventional. But yeah, it's also a shonen, definitely.
So, Kiryn, you want to talk about a shonen, seeing how you haven't talked all that much?
I think one that's very recent is Boku no Hero Academia, especially since today's Saturday and the new episode came out today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It
I
counts
watched
for my
that.
Saturday morning cartoons.
It's anime, it's not cartoon.
Says you. Man. How are you guys liking Boku no Hero Academia? Particularly the second season, I guess.
Okay,
It's
ever
really
I
good.
dropped it.
Of course you
Ever
dropped it,
since-
Austin. Shut up.
You lined up with the manga so far.
Oh, you're up with the
Ever
manga?
since, okay.
Yes.
Hey. Okay.
You see,
Okay.
I'm illiterate,
So-
so I have to watch the anime.
You can't read subtitles then.
Oh,
Ever
Shit.
since the
Kenan just knows it.
Damn, haha. Sorry, you were saying something about Boku no Hero Academia.
Okay, ever since like the second season came out and the characters started to gain more depth and like became interesting more, not that they weren't before, but I don't know, for some reason recently I've become a Boku no Hero Academia fangirl, and it's
I think it's because the first season, like, it focused on Izuku, like, so much more than the other characters besides maybe All Might. And that was kind of
Right.
like just the setup for the series. And now they're finally getting into other characters.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's an interesting parallel to like Attack on Titan season 2, right? Where they're focusing less on the main characters and more on the secondary characters just so happen to be getting a spotlight, which is kind of a funny parallel. But yeah, gosh, I don't know. I don't want to. I have my thing on Boku no Hero Academia. I don't want to be a downer, so I'm not going to really say much. But I'm not totally digging it as of right now. But anyway,
Hey, I'll be a downer. That I couldn't get
You-
past the first episode.
well
in
that's
season
fair. Oh, the second season?
2. Yeah.
Well, that's too bad. But yeah,
No, it's not.
I think Boku no Hero has the appeal that a lot of shonen anime have, which is definitely have to do with its cool characters. The characters are just really fun, really cool, and it not necessarily have to have any sort of torturing, complicated character thing going on, right? They just have a gimmick. They have a personality, and it's cool and it's fun, and they don't really need much else than that, and it's really fun. And I think Boku no Hero Academia definitely capitalizes on that. I think it has very distinct characters, especially now noticing the second season.
So, yeah, guys, I got a shonen, and since Kiryn talked about a newer one, I'll talk about an older one. This one comes from the 90s, I want to say. It's called Shadow Skill, and then Iggy or something. I don't know how to say the last part. But it's like a 26 episode series, I want to say. 26 episodes. I think most people just call it Shadow Skill at this point. But it's been a fun ride so far. It kind of reminds me of like a lot of the 90s like JRPGs in terms of character design, because like I don't know, it feels like it's ripped out of like maybe one of the Wise games or a Tales game or something like that. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's more episodic than most shonens, and it follows this one girl and her younger brother, I think. And the older sister kind of character, she's like one of these like elite like fighters, and it's all like martial arts too. It's not like fighting with a sword or anything. They're using their fists. It's obviously really ridiculous because like this girl will like punch a demon and it'll just like die or something. Or
It'll just die or something. I don't know what happened to
it'll
it.
get like knocked out from like a single kick as she like screams like sword kick or something like that. But it's like a complete blast. I'm enjoying it.
You like it for the
So,
fights
yeah, check
then?
it out. For the fights and I guess you can do it for the characters. I'm only like 5 episodes in, so I can't really say much about the characters.
No, I got you. Would you guys say that's like the best appeal to shonen shows would be the fights,
Oh yeah.
or do you like other elements better?
The slapstick and
Yeah,
boring.
when talking about Dragon Ball, like my one friend was like, Dragon Ball's not good when they're not fighting, and I'm like, have you seen the original Dragon Ball? Like those are some of its best moments. It's just kind of when they're talking and having character interaction, because the characters bounce off
And the
each other
comedy.
really well.
Yeah, like
The
a
comedy
lot
in
of
the
it, a
first
lot
one is
of
pretty
the of shonen shows are comedy oriented,
Mhm.
because I think they're mostly geared towards
Yeah.
having a good time.
Your Lie in April was a blast.
Just a barrel of laughs.
The-
Your Lie in April has the best fights, guys.
Yeah. Top 10
I mean-
anime betrayals.
oh no.
Tears involved at all.
Yes. And if there are tears, they are tears of joy for how good it is. Yeah.
Tears of comedy.
Tears of comedy, yeah. I'm crying with laughter, Raffle.
Just like Rikishi. Too soon.
Boy, this slapstick
Oh.
comedy in a show about an abused kid is the bee's knees.
I'm very lost.
It's
Just like Rainbow, right, guys? That's a barrel blast.
oh
Rainbow.
yeah. Is that a shonen? Is that a shonen or a seinen? Rainbow.
I don't know.
Showing it on my anime list.
Is it a shonen or a Saiyan?
There you go.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Wait,
You see,
Oh.
does it really matter?
I'm just
Though
Saiyan.
see, no. If
though I think
Kenan.
there is, like I'm saying,
Fun.
like
if
we
Ashino
realized,
Joe
I think
is a shonen and it has boxing, and Rainbow has boxing, it should be a shonen too, right?
oh
Right.
perfect. That's the best connection. Hells yeah.
I wouldn't really call Rainbow a boxing anime / manga though.
But it does have
the
it in it.
audience doesn't need to know that.
Mario.
Nope. Oh yeah, isn't
Mario
Arya
is the
a
best
shonen?
character.
Arya,
Oh,
as in like
Arya?
yeah, Arya. They're on like gondolas in Mars. it sounds
Yeah.
it sounds ridiculous when you put it that way, but I'm not kidding. They are on Mars, and I'm pretty sure that's their job is gondoliers.
I feel like it's set in the same universe as Cowboy Bebop.
That's not a bad.
While
theory.
also being in the
Like
same
that.
universe as Die Buster.
Yeah.
And Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
Space Dandy.
Okay, that's pushing it.
Okay, we draw the line there.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, gosh, I personally think I would watch shonen for the action scenes, action moments.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure that's
they're good
probably why I
gateway
would like
shows.
ever go to Bleach. You know, if I was to ever watch Bleach.
bro, like, why would you drink bleach? Like, that's very...
Why? What a question.
You need
What a
cyanide.
question. So it's so creamy. It's got that nice
Wait.
tang aftertaste. Oh, it's euphoric.
I had a dream I was, like, watching Bleach while drinking bleach.
Woof.
If I ever make a shonen series, like somehow I managed to make a Shounen series, I gotta call it Cyanide. Thanks for the idea.
I would say call it like Clorox or Tide,
Oh,
just to be on point. You know, has that been a has anyone used that as a parody? I wonder. Like, has Gintama picked that up? I wonder.
oh, isn't Gintama a Shounen?
Yeah, that's a good segue. Yes, I believe it is.
Oh, well, I dropped it, so I wouldn't know.
I wish I had a
Yeah, of course you
segue. I don't like
dropped it.
walking places.
I also dropped it.
I mean, I think I remember sampling the first episode, but I never was like, all right, time to watch Gintama kind of deal.
I
And-
probably
yeah.
like had the benefit of having a Gintama fanboy with me when I watched the couple episodes I watched, because he said, don't watch the first couple episodes, they're lame, and he started me on like the 4th or 5th one, but I don't remember which number it was, but it was really good, so I'd probably go back and like start at the beginning and then
My good
go
friend,
through and then, Yeah.
Digibrosif said that
Yeah.
the first couple episodes aren't that good.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of like it's kind of like double standards for that with him, at least when it comes to
Well,
him.
he said
Because-
that that's like his only exception for the 1 episode rule.
Yeah, that's so weird. That's so bizarre for me. Like that he can have a double standard like that. So
Is your name JoJo?
Was that a JoJo reference?
no, fam.
Oh.
If anything, it was a reference to something that JoJo itself is referencing, and so it's like, gosh, I wonder if there are some JoJo fans that are so dense that they hear like, they see a stand is called like King Crimson,
They see a
And then
music
they-
stand and then
No,
they're
no,
like,
Star
oh
Platinum.
shit.
It's like a hot dog stand.
right? But then they're like, they find the band later. They find like the album of the band or whatever, and they're like, "Whoa, is that a JoJo reference?" It's, no, it's not.
There's
It's not how it
there's
works.
gotta be someone out there who's done that. I
It has to be.
do not doubt that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I like JoJo as much as the next guy, mostly.
Hey,
Joseph's
JoJo's pretty good.
peculiar
Let's say
antics.
Animate Part 5.
Yeah, I dig it. No, I dig it. I don't think I dig it as much as other shows, but yeah, I'm excited for part 5. I got my friend.
Oh, has it been confirmed?
I mean, no, but it's probably
Always
going
talked
to
about
happen.
how-
I think if it was confirmed, you would be hearing it with great fanfare. the
Like
the community of that.
Konosuba Season 3.
Oh man, it's Studio Dean. You really, that's not a far estimate. They've been doing like 6 or 7 seasons of Hell Girl, and they started that in 2004 or something like that. They've still been doing it every so often.
It's
So,
the
yeah.
4th season that's coming up this summer.
Yeah, that. Thank you.
Fourth
Yes. And it's like, if it's any consolation, at least it was Studio Dean that got Konosuba, because now it has a chance to actually get more seasons.
Hey,
So
no,
we'll-
you know
so
what?
We'll see.
You know what other anime Studio Dean did? It's not a shonen,
Yeah,
but
what they
since
do.
we're on Studio Dean, they did Shogun Roku Raku Shinju. So it's
What?
like the
What did they do?
Shogun Raku Shogun
Oh no, yeah,
Roku
Showa.
Raku Shinju.
Oh, Showa. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, they did. And it finished. That is a complete adaptation.
Yes, it is.
Money. Oh, it's great. It's the best thing. Man,
So
I
no one
think
But
can
there's no
ever
better
insult-
adaptation than The Grinch.
yeah, I can't argue that. Man,
I don't know, that Lorax movie was really good.
you know what I gotta say?
I think The Cat in the Hat was more complete than the Lorax.
Nah, they skipped parts of the manga. But I have to say, there's a it's not labeled a shonen. It is a seinen by its contemporary definition. As far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure this is seinen.
I think he died.
Death.
I think he cut. Yeah. Did his computer overheat or something?
The one who talks the most died.
Oh
All
no,
over.
Caleb! Without you, how am I supposed to fill in time on the podcast?
I actually have something I can mention, which I just found
Oh, you
out.
do?
What?
Is Black Butler Shounen?
Wow, you nailed it. Like, no, seriously, the OG Fujoshi show, Black Butler, is a shonen. Like, what?
Yes.
Oh no.
I didn't say anything.
They're multiplying.
I miss Caleb already.
I miss
like-
Nick and the British guy.
Leon.
Like, oh.
He hates it when I call him that. So I did it on purpose. I might edit that out so that way he doesn't hear that. I'm a little scared. What happened to
My favorite shonen battle series is
Oh,
the
you're live.
Bayformers movies.
It was my internet.
Oh,
Okay, then
Anyway.
can I mention what I said so that, like, Caleb can
Yes,
take
please.
it to
Yeah, sure.
somewhere else?
Yeah.
That
I don't know, whatever.
the OG Fujoshi show, Black Butler, is a shonen.
Yeah,
Like-
it is. Yeah, it is.
oh,
I can't wait to check that movie out when it comes out in theaters for
No,
one day.
okay.
Austin, it's like
I
the
am
bubonic
so
plague.
hyped.
I can't.
I'm so hyped.
I'm hoping I'm able to catch it because, first of all, I have to see it with someone. I just have to.
I mean, I'd hate to be that guy, but I'll go with you, Caleb.
No.
It-
No.
Oh,
No.
just got turned down right away.
Yeah, no. I sometimes you just have to say no. Don't worry, I kept recording, by the way. Motherfucking. Yeah, so then I have to see it with someone, and then it's like conflicting with a day that I'm not sure. So whatever. Yeah, Black Butler's a thing.
I like how you said you have to see it with someone, and then I asked, and then you shot me.
Yeah,
I feel so
that is
good about
exactly
myself.
what I did.
Bang, bang.
Verbatim. Verbatim. Bang, bang. Yeah, I was gonna say before I got cut off by my internet. One of my favorite shonen that's not technically a shonen is Kaiji. Have you guys seen Kaiji yet?
I have
Is
seen
that Kaiji Ultimate
Kaiji.
Survivor?
I have a weird relationship with Kaiji.
Yeah? What's
Because-
yours?
I do not like the first season in the least, but
Oh, yeah?
I end up loving the second season, so I'm like,
Oh,
put
well, I'm
aside
happy
the
you
first...
gave it a second chance then.
Well, I'm a completionist.
Wait,
I
is
would
it-
have given it a second chance anyway.
Oh, I see. That's good then.
I drop things like it's a stack of books
Yeah.
or something.
I dropped it like a stack of books. What do you,
Not
what do you
Kaiji.
think?
Dropped it
I've
like I
seen
dropped my
Kaiji
kid.
Ultimate Survivor.
Dropped it off.
But I'm
dropped
just
it
saying.
like I don't know.
Dropped it like it was hot.
Yeah. That is-
Oh,
that is-
I was trying to avoid
That
that.
is the sensible
Well,
answer.
Austin, it's
Uh,
inevitable.
I wish there was more. I wish I had more top. Oh, this is a long shot.
Oh,
Dropped it like how Uraraku dropped all those rocks on Bakugo.
Wait a minute.
drop it like a steamroller or whatever. Like, like Dio. Come on.
Eh,
Oh.
Drop it like I want to drop the boss baby
Yeah.
on his
Dropped
head.
it harder than everyone dropped handshakers. Everybody.
Nick tried to get me to watch the first episode. I only made it halfway through.
Oh yeah, he told me. Yeah, so like I didn't even try it. I was like, I'm not interested in this. Also, I would have probably had to complete it, and because one of my friends, he's a fellow completionist. Yeah, he has to finish watching it. Poor man. He's seen some bad shows.
Some bad
Has he seen Garzy's
shows,
Wing?
Nins.
I mean, yeah, of course he's seen
Wait, is
Garzy's Wing. I'm pretty sure he was there with us.
is that a
when we watched
shonen
it.
actually?
Garzy's Wing? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if it's based on
He-
anything.
The main character
Austin,
gets,
you
like,
beat off to
superpowers,
Garzy's Wing.
and it's a Tomino show.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I don't know. Yeah, though. But that's cool though. I'm happy you at least like the second season. And I've been up with the manga for Kaiji and loving it. He's currently he's been facing the chairman's son for a long time. He's in like a game with them. It's great.
You know what's another great shonen? Kaiju. Okay, I'll just leave. Sorry guys. Did I even say that right? That's the one where it's like a bunch of girls using their breasts and their butts to like. knock
Oh
each other
yeah,
out.
you did not say that right.
Oh,
Oh man, that's kaiju. Kaiju is like Godzilla and all those things.
Yeah, I
But
do
then
like
I'm
Godzilla,
happy you at
though.
least described it. Then yes, Keijo. Yes, Keijo. I believe
Yeah,
that's a
okay.
shonen. Pretty sure. But that's an interesting.
Why
That's an
can't we
interesting
get a
case
good
where the
Godzilla movie?
where the entire cast, I want to say, is female. So that's an interesting outlier. Which I find pretty refreshing, to be honest with you. I'm very happy they didn't try to like have a male protagonist in that. That would have made it real bad.
The first male to go to
No,
the school,
yeah, you would.
like so many other shows.
Yeah, it would have been real bad. Yeah, I enjoyed that show at least for me.
I didn't watch it yet.
Of course
I
you
just
didn't.
know of it.
I just assume you don't watch anything, Austin. And if you have, you dropped
I
it.
watch Shadow Skill and
You're gonna drop it.
And
I'll
Garzy's
just
Wing.
Virgin Souls.
Oh man.
I did not drop Garzy's Wing.
Great.
I bet
Thankfully,
Austin
Boston
just
Samurai.
says he watched Garzy's Wing and like
Yeah.
didn't actually watch it.
Wait, Caleb, you were there with me, backing me up. With
Yeah,
this.
so was that guy who was like, "Oh, has he seen?" When I was saying like he's seen terrible stuff, you said, "Oh, has he seen Garzy's Wing?" I'm like, "Yeah, he was also there with us." Anyway,
Oh,
that was a while ago.
Austin has
Oh, yeah.
Alzheimer's.
No, I don't.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh,
I remember Rikishi. That's all I need.
that's right. That is all you need. Anyway, more things about shonens. I guess has there been any shonens? Have you guys have any bad experiences with shonen?
Hunter x Hunter. No, I'm just kidding with you, Caleb.
Rewatch of DBZ.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
it's kind of like DBZ's not bad, but is I don't know, like takes forever to like do anything.
It's much easier for me just to watch Dragon Ball Z abridged. I'll be completely honest. I tried to get back into like regular Dragon Ball Z. I just
In all
couldn't
honesty,
do it.
if you want to
Regular
watch
Z.
Dragon Ball Z, just watch Kai. Like it's really just like watch the
That's probably
uncut
what I
Kai
do.
though. Don't watch like the Nicktoons and like CW cuts.
What?
yeah.
What about 4Kids? They're still around, right, guys?
They are not.
Oh,
Hey Shinji,
the
get in the
Yu-Gi-Oh dub,
robot.
though.
It's not him. Oh,
It's
man.
not an Ava, it's a robot.
They
Don't eat
really
a rice
should-
ball,
I
eat a donut.
I think Disney XD is my current Disney XD is my current
Rawr,
hope
Disney
for
XD.
anime to be on Western television. Because I don't think
I mean,
Nickelodeon's doing it.
Toonami.
And, Cartoon Network is not doing it.
They still got Toonami.
They have Toonami, I guess, but at least that's yeah. But then there's other shows that like wouldn't really fit on Toonami, but should still be on Western television. Like I like that Pokemon Sun and Moon is on television on Disney XD.
Nick's presence is still known, guys. I don't know if you noticed this, but he just started changing everybody's username on me. He knows I need everybody's name, so that way I don't fuck something up when I say somebody's name. God damn it, Nick.
He should change his name to instead of "I'm really the boss," like, "Yes, I'm still here."
Really the boss, baby.
I will retract my joke. And that's okay with me. At least he can't change your name, Austin.
Yeah, thankfully. I changed his,
but I mean,
I'm still alive.
Yeah, though. Oh man. Yeah, but like surprisingly, when I think about it, it's like, wow, I really am watching a bunch of shonens, even though I don't really register it, Attack on Titan, Boku no Hero, I just kind of treat them as, I don't know, they just don't have that same presence of like, ooh, like when I was watching Fist of the North Star, I was like, oh man, I'm watching a shonen, I guess. I don't know, I had this consciousness about it. And now it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm watching a show. I'm watching a seasonal, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird disconnect. I don't know. Straight thought.
Is High School Fleet a shonen?
What?
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we've covered. Oh, you know what? You know one show we haven't talked about? Hunter x Hunter. That's coming back as a manga.
Hiatus, hiatus. You mean?
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I have something else
I'm
to
so
watch
original,
today.
guys.
Yeah,
High School Fleet's second OVA came out like 3 days ago, and I forgot.
Ooh, fancy.
Isn't that just Kantai Collection?
No.
Light?
No.
This is girls on
That's more
boats.
like-
Kensai Collection is
Yeah,
where
I
the
guess I
girls
shouldn't
are
make any
boats.
Yeah, like Kantai and Strike Witches are kind of similar, but High School Fleet's a little different. But yeah, but the Hunter x Hunter's a thing. It was a thing that I used to love. It was one of it, I remember when I watched all of it for the first time through. I like probably binged it in maybe like a month and a half or something.
My teacher was trying to get me into Hunter x Hunter.
Your teacher?
Yeah, he watches
That's
anime.
pretty cool. That's awesome. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter fans are super into it.
I really enjoyed it, but then I haven't seen it since it finished airing, which was 2014, and I was too lazy to read the manga, because that's a lot of manga to read.
A lot of manga.
I'm the same way. No, I mean like.
Yeah, manga.
Well, Austin, it's not that much manga if you just pick it up from where the anime left off. There's probably like
Yeah, but
30
then
chapters.
I'll probably get it done in a week.
Yeah. Yeah, read all of it, and then suffer with the rest of us.
No. I don't want to catch up on Berserk, which is why I kind of like stopped. I started waiting a bit before I started reading again.
I'm excited right now. They're definitely putting this like mini arc of that they're currently in at a faster pace than I think we anticipated. So I think they're going to be wrapping up in the next 1 or 2 chapters, and certain thing that's we wanted to happen for like 10 years is finally going to happen. So that's really exciting.
Oh, do they finally announce canon? It becomes canon that Griffith did nothing wrong.
No. That's not even a quote from like the thing at all. Actually, I don't think so.
I know.
That's just I don't know where that started.
I'm just saying that because there's been some discussions where people think Griffith did nothing wrong.
Oh, certainly.
I haven't, according to Nick, I haven't gotten to the real bad part that Griffith does, but I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it because I'm pretty sure. I know Dylan hasn't read any Berserk. I don't know about Kiryn or Leslie or Kenan.
I haven't read any, but I've seen it.
That's good. The anime is all you need.
But doesn't it end
Hell
on a
yeah.
cliffhanger? Does it end before the Golden Age arc? Or
The anime?
yeah.
You watch the anime and then continue with the manga.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
You could just read
There's
it.
there's
though.
like there's
That's what
like
I've been doing.
there's like one or two elements that it's like, okay, where did that come from kind of deal. Or like they reference one, I think there's like one event so far that I can think of that happens in Golden Age that didn't happen in the 97 TV series. But it's, I don't know, it's not something that's like super imperative, I don't think. Like it's not like,
Also, don't
Sorry.
watch the new reboot or whatever of Berserk, the one that's airing now.
Nev,
I heard really bad things about it.
too late.
If you're going into it, guys, you just want to be. It's definitely not a shonen. It's got a lot more gruesomeness and stuff in
I
it.
don't know.
So
I mean,
don't go in think.
there's shonens that can be really gruesome, like Tokyo Ghoul.
I actually
Yeah, but
no.
is it as gruesome as Berserk?
I actually double
That
checked,
horse
guys.
toe.
Berserk is a seinen.
Yeah, it is a same.
I know.
But what's weird is that, like, at least in the later arcs, where it starts to be kind of Monster of the Weeky, it starts to be kind of a shonen. There's little hints of it. So, like, if you're familiar with Berserk, there's these things called baylets. These little egg-shaped red things, or, you know, sometimes they're red, sometimes they're not. And, like,
And they're like a head.
well, yeah, kind of. So, it's basically a they kind of act like devil fruits, except way worse, right? It's in a way where like the person who owns the bailet desperately wants or needs something, and needs a supernatural power in order to attain it. So then they activate this bailet and they become monsters, and they can become different monsters and stuff. So like in that way, there's like a flavor in it that kind of makes it seem like a shonen, where there's, you know, different characters with different powers and stuff. Though it's certainly a more grounded subject matter, and that's not the focus. Action isn't the focus in Berserk, at least in the early parts. Later, some people might argue that the action is kind of the most important, which is weird. I don't like that. But anyway, yeah, there's elements of Berserk where it's like, yeah, this is kind of like a shonen in that way.
Just so you know, Caleb might be mad at me because he wanted to do an episode talking about Berserk, and I just told him we already talked about it.
Okay.
It's your funeral.
I know. Hey guys, if I don't make it to the next podcast, Nick may have thrown my body in the river.
He would have went from to
Yep.
and kidnapped your body.
Yep.
Not you, your body.
And just thrown it in the river.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
Nick's
good.
about to take that road episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's nothing here for you. It's pretty boring.
It's pretty boring.
We're okay. Yeah, though. I've said my fun.
Oh. Well, how long have we been recording for anyway?
Almost an hour.
50 minutes.
Oh, wow. Hey Duran, you want to say anything? You want to add anything?
I don't really know.
Okay.
Okay.
Man, he's such a great guest.
Such a
right
great
there.
guest right there.
I am. I'm sorry. I'm very.
You
I'm.
know so much about anime.
I'm trying to start it. Okay.
That's
Watch
good.
Gurren
I like
Lagann
having
and you'll
an
be
outside-
fine.
Is there any? I don't know. It's really cool to have someone who isn't as in with the medium yet. It's because like the more you watch, the more you kind of get used to some things, and there's other things that you
And
take
then the
for
more you
granted
realize
too.
your first waifu was shit.
But like there's elements where the newcomers observe something, and I'm like, I didn't even think of that, because I take it for granted so often, because you see it everywhere, I guess, and it just comes with the territory. I mean, is there anything about shonen anime that you've observed that you like or dislike? I mean, just coming from an outside, I guess, I don't know about outsider, but just like a newcomer, I guess.
Well, I mean, the action's usually great, but I usually really enjoy the suspense in it. It usually keeps me very into it, and I usually can't wait for the next episode to come out. Like Attack on Titan, that always makes me rage quite a bit whenever the episode ends.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're really good at that. And yeah, they're it's a lot like the old serials. Back in like way before anime, like 1800s or something. Instead of TV, they would have so like books would come out in chapters instead of kind of like how they do now, right? But they would come out in chapters and they would be released in like a magazine. So like A Tale of Two Cities or David Copperfield by Charles Dickens, those stories would be serialized. So like it would be every chapter it's like a monthly thing in magazine or whatever, and people would watch it that way. So like shonens kind of act the same way as suspenseful and serial, right? So they're trying to get to the next episode, which is kind of why like a lot of them just resort to never ending and having just like hundreds of episodes, But yeah, that's great. I love the overreactions too. That was one of the things that I loved going into the medium too. I think that what's really cool is that they're able to turn on a dime from silly comedy to like the most serious thing.
Like in Reborn.
Yeah.
That's like the most extreme example I know of.
Yeah, just like super goofball antics, and then over a pretty serious situation. I think another example, which I don't think we've even mentioned yet, which is also strange. It's kind of considered the all-time greatest shonen, Full Metal Alchemist. Is very
I was trying to
prominently.
avoid that mainstream stuff.
Wait, one of the first things we talked about was Dragon Ball, Austin.
Yeah, but that's
We're talking
fine.
about-
I have
We're talking about
Double standards.
We're talking about a mainstream genre, really. Like
I know.
like most people just kind of talk about watch, shonen stuff, or that's how they get into anime, right? I think all of us can relate to getting into anime through a shonen show, right? Does that happen with everybody?
I guess. Yeah.
My first introduction to anime was a shonen, and then I got into anime with Sword Art Online. I'm a fucking pleb, don't crucify
No,
me.
I heard you, SAO.
Don't crucify
me.
me.
Got into it through SAO, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Upon second watch, it wasn't. It was.
This
Yeah.
might get a little personal, but like when I was getting back into anime, because I thought it was too cartoony around Naruto and like Dragon Ball Z, like I started falling off of the anime market. But when we worked at camp, my tent mate Joe, I'm not gonna say his last name, but he showed me Kiryn Lagann and Black Lagoon, and that's what got me back into it.
Awesome.
Gurren Lagoon.
Oh, really? He was your roommate?
Or tent mate.
Oh, that's awesome.
He also showed me Fight Club and a bunch of other stuff.
Right, that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good stuff. I remember I was kind of a mix. I kind of grew up on like Ghibli and the Saturday morning stuff, which were technically shonens, like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. And then like along with like a mix of like Oron and Fruits Basket, I was also watching Soul Eater and Kenichi, two other shonens.
Oh, is that Mightiest Disciple Kenichi? That one was pretty good.
Yeah, I dug it.
enjoyed that.
For some reason, none of the fan service at the time like registered with me. I never even noticed it for some reason. That was weird. But yeah,
Uh,
I'm set. I don't know.
Kiryn, you want to talk about anything? Because you're also pretty quiet.
A shounen we haven't talked about yet is Blue Exorcist.
Yay! That just got a
Hey.
second season.
Oh, it
Yes,
did?
it did.
The art style turns me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I love Blue
I haven't
Exorcist.
seen it. I seen the first season.
I like
Cause
the movie.
I saw the main character and I'm like, is that like a demon Kirito or something?
Yeah.
That might have been
Thankfully,
spot on.
he has a
Kenan.
lot. Thankfully, he has a lot more personality. His personality definitely.
Okay. You see, a lot more personality would mean like any personality.
Yeah, right. It's like that. Anything would be an improvement. Oh boy.
Guys, let's make a battle shonen where the main character is a cardboard box, and it'd still have more personality than Kirito.
I mean,
Like novel protagonist, A+.
oh boy. So like, I don't know. I'm not gonna go on a tangent or whatever. There's
you
this
can
other
do
show
it.
that's airing this season that has a protagonist that's like the most insert nothing character I've ever seen in my life.
Link.
Like, who the hell are you? Because at least with Kirito, he's such a prominent figure and like known that if you say Kirito, everyone knows who you're talking about. Like he's on the same kind of first name basis as like Goku, which sucks, but I mean it's better than like the name of this kid is like Satoru, and there's like 4 other Satorus that I can think of. Or Sato.
Is Code Geass a shonen?
Technically, I would say it is. I definitely wouldn't call it a seinen. That thing is not. That show is not.
It's not a
taking itself
seinen, but it's
seriously.
Satan.
Satan. Yup.
Leslie, you want to say anything?
Come on, what other show haven't we name dropped already?
I
Anyone? I mean, I would name drop Saint Seiya, but I haven't seen it.
There's one I'm watching that I like. D. Gray Man.
Yeah,
Oh, I've heard of
another
it.
one that just got a new season after a long time.
I thought it was a reboot. Was it a new season?
I thought it was.
I don't
I
know.
thought it was supposed to like adapt a certain arc of the manga that was never animated or something.
Oh,
It's like
Something
exactly
like that.
like what Blue Exorcist did. How you liking D. Gray Man though?
I kind of like. I think I hit that like burnout point where you just watch so much of one anime and you're like, I need to do something else for a while. I need to get back to it because it has been a while since I like was actively watching it, but
That
Is it
happens to me
great?
so often. That's why I started doing quads. That's why I started like if I wanted to do a show, I would pair it with 3 other shows. And so if I wanted to watch an episode of one show, I would have to watch an episode of the 3 other shows.
see,
Just so that there's a variety.
I tried to do the whole one show thing. I went from
I
Full
was-
Metal Panic to My Hero Academia to rewatching Kiryn. God.
Oof.
I was
Like,
doing something
it's
similar
I didn't
to Caleb.
finish like any of them. So
I was watching like 3 anime at once, but I'm like currently at a point where I watch maybe 2 episodes a day, so I can't watch at the same pace as I used to, and so
I
most of
wanna-
my watching
Yeah.
is
I
kind
want to
of falling
finish
by the wayside.
Shirabaku because I'm like on episode 6, but just don't have the drive to do it.
Yeah,
Speaking
that's
of
always the
that-
worst. I had the worst dry spell. I still kind of have a terrible dry spell when it comes to Urusei Yatsura. I mean, I picked up the show like over a year ago, and I'm only on episode 78. out of 195.
Oof.
And the 195 part is probably why, It's also episodic. That doesn't help.
That kind of reminds me of like Bakuman. Did I say that right? You know, that manga show? It's like-
Bakuman, that is another shonen.
I dropped it mid first season because I
Yeah, it's quite long. There are a couple seasons.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was
75
interesting at
episodes or
first,
something.
but then like I don't know, it just like kept doing the same thing. I felt so I just got burnt out.
Ugh. Yeah. No. I'm all right.
We're just pausing, as per usual.
Yeah, you have to have at least one awkward silence in the illegitimate podcast, otherwise I'll make it.
Otherwise, it would be too legitimate.
Yeah, like
Too legit.
I didn't want to tell Nick this, but I'll take like a quick second of silence and then just paste it in on everyone, so it's always an awkward silence.
Oh fuck!
Nick's telling me that you were the one that ships me and you together.
Am I? What?
That is what I am being told.
Nick will do anything to push his agenda.
Nick's true thing.
Nick is
I
a
feel
politician.
Like Nick just he likes that boy love.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with boy love.
That
Yeah,
Ain't
yeah,
no,
nice.
ain't no thing. Yeah, he has a screenshot. He has a screenshot. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Damn,
Come
Austin,
on, man.
you just keep getting
I've been
exposed.
found out, guys.
Constantly exposed,
Every
It's
time
like
there's a
in a
podcast, Austin
perpetual-
has to get exposed.
in a perpetual state of exposure. Oh man, I'm about to share this one.
He has more exposure than the characters in Kill la Kill have the whole series.
Oh,
Ha! Exposed.
Expose him.
What is this? This ain't no Shonen Ai. My life ain't no Shonen Ai. Which, by the way, there is a Shonen Ai series also coming out in summer, and there's like no good visual of it, at least, because like I don't know, the PV that's out and the cover art or whatever. I just don't think they really tell what the series is supposed to be about. And apparently it's supposed to be attached to a longer running series, but this is the first anime adaptation that there's been of it. But I don't know, like, it looks like my kind of show, at least. I don't know why I'm not watching Royal Tutor or Girl Beats Boys. I don't know why I'm watching either of those shows. It's literally beyond me. Where are you?
I'm right here.
Shut up!
Okay.
Here we go. Sharing the analyst. It's called Hitorejime My Hero, and it is based on it's attached to Hitorejime Boyfriend, which is like a Shonen Ai thing. But I don't know. It just looks super comfy, I guess. That's not shonen though. Anyway, that ain't no shonen if I ever heard of one.
Not my shonen.
Oh yeah, so for the podcast people, I mean, Austin, do you have an image selected for your podcast yet? Because this very
No.
well could be the thumbnail.
Did you use the Clanad picture yet, Austin?
No, Leslie won't let me.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
don't do it.
Why?
We
That
should put it
picture
in the
is
chat again,
gold.
so that way Dylan can be scarred.
Oh, okay.
Spring fun.
I got you right now.
Clanad, this. If you've
Let me see
ever
what
heard
folder
of
this is in.
this picture
I think it's an
describes
anime
Clanad
news.
in a single moment. Have you seen the
Yes,
Clanad
I-
picture?
Ooh.
No.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Some backstory on that picture yet
Don't
again.
even- I bet there's a story. Jeez Louise.
Yes, there is. So Digibro and
What
his
even?
brother,
Guys?
Digibro and his brother were
make that,
reading
Austin?
comments
No.
on
I
Digi's
wish.
SAO2
I
video,
have stuff I need to do, so I'm
and
back
someone
again.
mentioned Clannad
Same,
in
same.
like, oh no,
Oh, Leslie
Yes, I
quit mid
also-
podcast.
and she's like,
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been like, are we good? You know. I mean, I hate to rush it. I too
Oh.
have things, but I don't want to be rude.
No. Oh yeah, we can end now after the Clannad picture. What a way to
And with
go,
that-
right, Kenan?
every
With
time
that-
the podcast ends, I must send the Clannad picture.
All right,
Okay.
then.
Thank you for that one person who actually watched the illegitimate podcast. I guess we're
Thank you,
leaving now.
mysterious. Thank you, mysterious person in the dark.
Thank you,
definitely not me on
Austin,
the second
refreshing
account.
30 times.
Oh my god.
What? Whatever to get the views, am I right, guys?
Really for his sick pleasure. We're all just part of his game.
Yeah, I'm like that guy from Saw.
We
You will
have
be on the
been
podcast.
had.
That's
Yeah.
literally his fucking name.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Yay. Okay, then. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, we can end it now, guys.
Goodbye. Goodbye.